G'day, welcome back to Dad vs Son. We're going on again with another scenario for Combat Commander Europe by GMT Games, designed by Chad Jensen. So far we've played 3 scenarios and the Axis has lost every one. So it's 3-0 to the Allies at the moment, and we'll see what happens. As I said last time, we're going on with Cross of Iron Scenario 23, Silent Death, which is a scenario adapted from Cross of Iron by Daniel S. Huffman. Okay, so let's have a look at what we've got here. Okay, so this scenario uses map 15, and as you can see here, this is the Allies side, and the Axis have these 3 sides. So the situation report is, and I'm sorry I don't speak Finnish, Edojoki? I don't know. Finland, 9th of December 1939. As Soviet troops pressed into the wilderness areas north of Lake Ladoga, the Finns instituted a full-scale scorched earth policy. Even those Russians lucky enough to find Finnish dwellings still intact often met with disaster. With the onset of the severe winter, the CC began raids deep behind Red Army lines with standing orders to destroy all shelter. One such raid by the 27th CC, led by Lieutenant Perala, struck several battalion headquarters of the 18th Russian Division at the village of, that word again, at dawn. Aftermath. In the pre-dawn darkness, the Finns had silently enveloped the Russian-occupied town, aided by the bitter cold, which concerned the Russian sentries more than the possibility of a Finnish raid so far behind the front lines. The surprise was total, as the CC killed many of the Russians in their beds and fired the wooden structures with Molotov cocktails. As nearby Russian reinforcements, roused by the sounds of gunfire, hurriedly approached the village, the CC faded silently once more into the forest, wounded, loaded upon pulkars. Okay, so it's 1939, as we said. The victory point marker starts 30 on the Allied side. The time in sudden death is at 07. Troop quality is Axis have elite with 4 orders, Allies line with 3 orders. The Axis, the Finns, are attacking, the Russians defending, and the initiative is with the Axis. Objective chits B and C are open, and that means that Objective 2 and Objective 3 are worth 1 VP each, and the others are random secret objectives. Objective control, let's have a look. Okay. So what we have is the Axis have 2 and 3. So entry and exit along the main road, and the Russians have the other 3 hexes in here. The Allies will set up first, and they can set up 15 hexes deep, so basically the whole map, except they have to be in buildings to start with. And the Axis can set up last, and they can set up 1 hex deep. But again, that gives them 3 sides. Surrender, Axis 11, Allies 16, and Axis have the first turn. So up the back, you'll see I've got a nice little tree here, and that's because of the special rules. All wheat hexes are wood hexes for this scenario. Second rule is fast asleep. All Allied squads must set up in building hexes. So very similar to last time where they were little numpty bumps and asleep. 3. Raid. Neither side may gain exit VPs. Russians that exit the board for any reason are eliminated. Finnish units that exit the board are removed from play at no benefit or penalty and are considered to have exited voluntarily. Routing Finnish units must move toward the closest Axis board edge. The Finnish player may discard his entire hand, But if he does, every Finnish unit must route 2 hexes. Remove objective chit W from the cup as it's not used in the scenario, which I've done. Hit and run, number 4. If the game ends on a sudden death roll, all Finnish units on the board are considered eliminated, and these victory points are given to the allied player before the secret objective chits are revealed. Number 5, severe winter. Russian weapons are eliminated on jammed triggers. Finnish units equipped with snow smocks treat open ground as a +1 cover, woods as a +3 cover, and open ground hexes are considered impassable for blazes, as by Event 48. Number 6 is raise. The Axis is awarded 2 victory points for each building containing a blaze. 7. Kindling. Replace step 6 of the time marker advance procedure, which is players may dig in, as follows. The Axis player activates every unit which will kindle blazes this step. To kindle a blaze, an unsuppressed, unbroken Finnish unit in a building or woods hex must play a dig in or expend a Molotov cocktail or a satchel charge. Place a blaze in the hex with the kindling unit. After all blazes are placed, every unit in a blaze hex must be removed by its owner and placed into an adjacent hex not containing impassable terrain. Exit player first. They are eliminated otherwise. Number 8, CC. During turns in which the Axis player performs one or more orders, he may still discard up to 1 card from his hand. So that's going to help them big time. And last, Axis minor, as per usual. The Axis player uses their Italian Fate deck. Rightio. Troop-wise, the Finnish forces have 3 leaders. Now, by this scenario, they have, it looks like a Major Rakanascu and a Corporal Dragomir, which don't exist in this. So what I've done is I've put Lieutenant Visconti in, who is a 926, which aligns with the Major, but he's a 2-1, whereas the Major was a 1-4. So yeah, he can shoot 1 better, but his range is 3 less. So I think that evens out. Sergeant Ottolini is the correct one, and I've put Corporal Radovic in instead of Corporal Dragomir, and Corporal Radovic is the same 716. Again, he has a 1-1, whereas Dragomir had a 0-3, so that's fine. We also have 15 CC, 5 LMGs, 2 satchel charges, and 8 Molotov cocktails. And I've put the green buttons here, so I know that they're the green people's sides, and a pretty red button over there to show that that's the Russians. For the Russians, there's supposed to be a Captain Korolev who doesn't exist, so I've given him Captain Igorov instead, who is a 1026, as per the other. This captain was supposed to be a 0-4, but this one again is a 2-1. And Corporal Krylov and Corporal Gordov are as per they're supposed to be. The Russians have 12 rifle and 7 militia. Now they're supposed to have what's called a light machine gun garrison, which is supposed to be an 8-1 with a 4-6. So instead I've given them a Guards SMG. So again, it's hitting a bit harder, but at only half the range. But it's got greater movement. And then it's supposed to have what's called an SMG garrison, which is supposed to be an 8-1. And again, I've given them just a SMG rather than the Guards unit. And that's supposed to be a 3-3, but this is a 5-2. So, yeah, don't care. It works. They've also got 3 LMGs, one medium machine gun and one light mortar. So that's it. So as per my usual, I will pause it. I will set up the Russian forces, and then we'll come back, discuss why I did what I did, and then go away and set up the Finnish forces and come back and you can laugh again. Righto, so hang with it. Hopefully this one will move a little bit faster than the last game, but that was a surprising outcome as well. So I'll be back shortly. Rightio, so for better or worse, I've set up the Allied forces, the Russians, in the town as supposed to in the buildings. So what I've basically got is one section here under Corporal Gordov. I've given him a rifle unit and a militia squad as well, and the light mortar. Again, there's probably no really right or wrong at the moment, but I've put the mortar to sort of out of the way at the moment. So I know it can only really shoot into this area and this area, but I didn't really know where else to put it. I thought about putting it over here with this rifle unit, but my thinking was that I can always, if there's not too much happening here, I can always bring him up the road and go from there. My second outlying mob is under Corporal Krylov here, and he has control of basically all these. So he has a rifle here, he has a militia with a LMG, again militia with an LMG, and a rifle and a rifle. So he can put a fair amount of firepower down this way and a fair bit of firepower out this way. I've got a militia here in the last building who is out of command radius, but he's more of a speed bump. The same up here, another militia as a speed bump. And then looking right over this side, a militia as a speed bump followed by a rifle as a speed bump in case they come through this wooded area here. The last is the central part of the town, village, and I've got the captain here, Captain Ergorov, and he has a rifle unit with him, and within his command radius he has a militia here with an LMG on the objective, a rifle, a rifle, a rifle, another rifle down here, another rifle here. He has the SMG squad as such with the medium machine gun, the guard's SMG here, this rifle here, and that's it. So currently there are 1, 2, 3, 4 units that are outside of, in fact this one as well, 5 units that are outside of a command radius, and that's simply to try and put enough bodies on the approaches to do some good. So that's that. So I'll pause it again and then I'll look at setting up the fins and explain why I did so. Back shortly. Okie doke, back again. So I've set up the Russians, and what I've done is I have put Corporal Radovic over here with 3 CC units, and I'm going to give them 1 LMG like that, and I'm going to give them 2 Molotovs, 1 and 2 like that. So their idea is to come down through the woods here and start taking out this batch of buildings. My second lot is here with Lieutenant Visconti, who has a, oops, sorry, wrong one, there. What is that doing there and that doing there? My God, I got stuff going everywhere. Sorry about that. That's supposed to be there. Yes, he was there. And he was there. Yep, okay. Sorry about that. So, Lieutenant Visconti here has a command radius of 2, so he comes out to here and he comes out to here. But this guy is not in his command radius. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a light machine gun here on this CC and a light machine gun here on this CC, and I'm going to give this guy a Molotov and this guy a Molotov, and I'm also going to give this guy a Molotov. No, I'm not. Sorry. Wrong one. This one, because he's in command radius. He's not. Righto. At the moment, I've got then the sergeant up here with all his troops, and I'm going to give that a light machine gun, this one a light machine gun because he has a line of fire. We have a satchel charge for Lieutenant Visconti and a satchel charge for the sergeant. We have a Molotov for this gentleman, a Molotov for this gentleman, and a Molotov for this gentleman. So that's what we have at the moment. So as you can see, the basic plan is to hit them from 3 directions. So these ones hopefully coming down this street, these ones coming down this road, and these ones coming down this street here, which will help to isolate these units over here, which will then have to move if they want to do anything. So that's the cunning plan. We have 7 turns to do it in, and hopefully we will not stuff it up too badly. So I'll stop it there, and then I will set out the cards and come back and for the first turn. So again, if you've got any ideas of a better way of setting up, then yeah, I'm open to suggestions. And I think there's probably hundreds of different ways this could be set up. Some are good, some are bad, some are indifferent. So I'll see you soon. Bye for now.